Why does nobody talk about Pokemon Sun and Moon? At least that's what it seems like. Which I'm going to answer right away, and that is because it's a mainline Pokemon title, and the newest one was just released last year, and that game being a topic all of its own, but this sort of things happens to pretty much all the new generation that ever comes out. What do I mean? I'm gonna use generations 3, 4, and 5 as examples. While my reasons might seem weird at first, if you ever grow up with these generations, you might see what I mean if you were ever on the internet during that time. But if you haven't, I'll try my best to explain. To get on what I mean, when Ruby and Sapphire first came out, most praised it, and rightfully so, but some fans did not. They criticized the game for the smallest of reasons. No day and night cycle, no Pokemon animation, no connectivity from past games, and so forth and forth so. At one point, if you asked someone what was the least or worst generation at that point, the answer was usually Generation 3. Same with Diamond and Pearl. Most praised it and fans didn't. Even if now it doesn't seem like that at all, nowadays though, most fans praise this game as the best, but you can still find forum forums where fans were discussing the hate the games were getting at that time. And now, at the moment, Generation 5 is getting the same treatment. The aftermath, that is. I can clearly remember fans' criticism of Black and Whites for a myriad of reasons when it first came out. A dumb story and villains, poor Pokemon design, being able to only catch new Pokemon and no older Pokemon, no post-game, shallow world design, yada yada yada. Trust me when I say this, but back then stuff were weird. Now though, most praise these old games, and rightfully so, but old forum posts don't lie, do they? So why does this have to do with Generation 7 and even 6, you may ask? Over time, fans are gonna start praising those games, while now most bash these games. That may be because those who grew up with those two gens can't start voicing their opinion yet, which is what happens for the past generations as well, after a while. And as with Sword and Shield being quite a hot opinionated piece at the moment, I noticed that when people try to criticize those games, and Gen 6 and 7, the first game they compare it to is Gen 5. And in my opinion, is that most of these videos or hot takes are dumb, since they only focus on how great Black and White were and barely talk about the other gens. Take a shot every time someone mentioned how much dialogue Sun and Moon has, then they skip those dialogues, but go complain that the story wasn't good. When you skip most of the dialogue, that's what happens, you dumb. Or how easy they were. X and Y, sure, I'll agree with that, but Sun and Moon? No. And now, after watching Manga Comment's newest video on Pokemon, there's stuff that I noticed. While the video is nowhere from being bad by any means, some points just clearly sound like someone that didn't bother with Gen 6 and 7 and only played through it once. I'm not claiming that he did, but points like these... I hit my hand.
I've said it once and I'll say it again, the story in Pokemon has never really been all that great. At best, the deepest the series got outside of fan games was Black and White and Black and White 2.
Yeah, let's forget about the abusive mother that verbally said stuff like, "Calling me mother? I don't have any children, certainly not any wretched children who will run off and reject my love." Or, "Maybe if you really had been my daughter to me, I would have listened to you. Too bad." And my personal favorite, "Terrible? Me? How am I any different from any Pokemon trainer, like your little friend there? What do you do with a Pokemon you can't use? You remove it from your party, as you please." Or the guy that was okay with killing off all the world because he was ugly. Seems pretty dark if you ask me, but I really can't see much either way. Yeah, but like, the story was kind of good. And better than Black White if you ask me, but... Was it just me that some trials were hard, or like for Fomantis, the one from Mallow's trial? That has a solar blade and an ally Pokemon that has Sunny Day. That was kinda hard, or the game's Elite Four, or just me. Sure, X and Y were easy, but I don't think Sun and Moon were a cakewalk either, especially Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Or maybe I'm bad with those games, I don't know. Just to clarify, my real issue with this point is the fact that he's obviously talking about Sword and Shield here's difficulty, but for some reason doesn't bother to mention Sun and Moon's difficulty or that of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but he categorizes as those games as this series as of late.
What I can take issue with is that they're neglecting the older fans and the fans that pretty much built the series as it was today. But they should at the very least acknowledge the older audience, and I'm not just talking about, "Ooh, look, it's red and blue from Generation 1 in Pokemon Sun and Moon." That's what we call, kids, pandering. But that doesn't mean that we should have it stuffed down our throats. There's nothing wrong with a little pandering here and there, but not at the expense of actually providing substance to your older players.
Don't know about you, but maybe since Sun and Moon were made to celebrate Pokemon 20th anniversary, they maybe wanted to show how these characters grew up as well. Also, characters like Annabelle from Hoenn, Colress and Grimsley from Unova, alongside Burnett from Dream Radar, also Dino and Dexio from Kalos, all with new designs as well. Seems kind of pandering for most generations if you ask me. Just my 2 cents since no one asked.
That's kind of how Pokemon has become, especially in the latest generation. Go to point A, go to point B, go to point C, hang me now. Look, there are some actually marvelous locations in Sword and Shield, but they are severely kneecapped in the exploration aspect. There's no going off the rails, there's no maze-like dungeons, and the towns are shrunk down to even some of the basic of basics. Probably the worst offender in this case would have to be Spikemuth, which is just a single hallway! And that sucks! Because I love the design of Spikemuth. I love the concept. But we're not able to explore it at all. Can't enter any buildings save for the Pokemon Center, and there's nothing really to explore there.
Sun and Moon were praised for how organic the world was. Honestly, what kind of point was this? Hell, X and Y and Sword and Shield made a good job on how real the region feels. Spikemuth is the exceptions, not the status quo. While he clearly talks about Sword and Shield for like all the video, the fact that he labels this criticism under the newer games, as in for the series as of late as he puts it himself, which is where my problem lies.
But hey, that's just one guy's opinion who's been with the series since Generation 1. What the hell do I know?
I get it, you're old. Other than the point, I think his video was overly good. Please don't hate me among the comments, I like your videos, for the most part. Oh my god, you know what? It's such a fucking overrated piece of Anyway, that's all that I really wanted to say about this video. For the most part, I do agree with it like I said before, but there was just some stuff that sounded off to say the least. I do want to talk more about X and Y and Sun and Moon on its own one day, why I love these games personally, but that's a video for another time and I like to keep this short. While there is a lot to talk about Sword and Shield, I'm gonna wait for a bit. Since there is DLC coming for the games, and I'm waiting for the game's gosh darn soundtrack, it's gonna be a while to say the least. All I can say is these games are fantastic, while on the easier side of things. Characters were fun and unique, and music just keeps on getting better. Also, the best looking Pokemon games out there, just saying. I honestly have no idea what people are on about when they say the game looks bad, like, huh, are you blind or something? Hello? There is only one thing that Game Freak has always done right, and that is release a fun Pokemon game full of love and joy. Say what you want about Sword and Shield, Ultra Sun and Moon, Ruby or Sapphire, or whatever series, or whatever generation. One thing that this series is, it isn't bad. Sure, it has its low point and it has its high point, but never to the point of being poor or rushed or plainly put, like many other long-lasting series, bad. Each generation has love and passion put into them no matter what others may say, having their own unique theme and thing. making sure that each region is its own and not the same. And if you say otherwise and your only point is that you don't like it or you think it's lazy, it's a dick move to say those who put hour upon hours onto those games only for you to say that it's lazy and they have no passion to it. Pokemon is a series in an awkward position since it nails its concept from the start, that no matter what it tries to do or change, they're gonna get some feedback to say the least. But I am excited to see where it goes next, and I can't wait for the new DLCs. Also, remember when Game Freak tried to change up the gameplay for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but fans complained that it sucks and then complain when newer games don't change the gameplay? It's alright, I'll tell you. Hello and thank you for watching the end of the video, very appreciated to say the least. Apologies in advance if some points sound disjointed or kind of weird, like I was about to say something else yet I haven't for some reason. I originally had 2 other portions I wanted to put in, but I wasn't happy with those portions, so I decided to just cut them, and I didn't want to scrap another video, so I decided to put them all together. So if it seems kind of disjointed, like I said, apologies in advance. I'm sorry. But I still hope you enjoy it. As ever, I do appreciate any sort of criticism. I can improve upon pretty much everything, like I said before. But I probably won't do anything for a while. I do have another video planned, but if my schedules align, I'll try my best to do it. I have exams coming up, so if I'm inactive for another 4 or more than 4 months again, apologies. Again, thank you for watching, and again, I don't want to have any beef with Manga Kamen. I love his work usually, but like I said in the video, some points are like, did you play through Sun and Moon or X and Y? Yeah. Again, I've said it so many times. Thank you for watching.